Right now at 5:30, a decades-old murder case finally coming to a close. And Family Promise celebrates a grand opening of its new location in Sparta.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us at 5:30. I'm Ken Kozarowski. It is life in prison for the Minnesota man accused in a 50-year-old Dunn County murder case. 84-year-old John Miller pleading no contest to the murder of Mary Chaleas. The judge sentencing Miller this afternoon. Chaleas was hitchhiking from Minneapolis to Chicago in 1974 when Miller picked her up, stabbed her multiple times, and hid her body in a snowbank. DNA research broke the cold case last year. Miller did not make a statement in court today. A La Crosse man faces 10 child pornography charges as a persistent repeater. Police arresting Jonathan Stotts yesterday after cyber tips linked him to inappropriate messages. Investigators seized a tablet with over 1,000 images of child sexual assault material. Stotts has 2 prior arrests in 2021 for child pornography and 2023 for child trafficking. A man is facing animal neglect charges after dead dogs were found during a welfare check in Iowa Wednesday. The Allamakee County Sheriff's Office discovered 10 dogs at 530 Hanover Lane, 2 of which were dead. The owner, 28-year-old Nathaniel Coleman, had an arrest warrant out for him. 8 dogs were rescued and taken to a humane society in Decorah. Coleman, meanwhile, charged with animal neglect, inadequate care of animals in a commercial setting, and drug possession. Former Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker joining Supreme Court candidate and Waukesha County Judge Brad Schimel on the campaign trail in Black River Falls today. The pair visiting the Cranberry Research Station as part of Schimel's Save Wisconsin bus tour. Schimel running against Susan Crawford for the seat that will decide the court's ideological majority. The former Attorney General Schimel today emphasizing his commitment to serving all of Wisconsin.
Going around to manufacturers, to business organizations, to farm facilities. It's all part of just showing people that I'm running for all of Wisconsin, that I'm not the Supreme Court Justice for Milwaukee or Waukesha or Dane County, but it's for every community in our state.
Meantime, Judge Susan Crawford out of Dane County continuing her Common Sense Justice tour in Wausau today. Her tour visiting 21 counties across Wisconsin, aiming to drum up support and to stress the importance of voting in this election.
I'll be a fair and impartial justice on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. I'm a judge who applies common sense and makes sure that my decisions work in the real world, and I believe in interpreting our laws and Constitution to protect the rights of every Wisconsinite.
Crawford also making stops in Minocqua and Appleton today. The tour continuing tomorrow in Beloit and Kenosha. Election Day, April 1st. Eau Claire County drivers, get ready for some traffic changes on I-94. Westbound lanes will shift to temporary median lanes from US 53 to Mallard Road. And County Road J will close at the interstate starting next Monday and stay closed until July. The changes will allow crews to replace pavement and repair a bridge. Major road work expected to delay travel on Highway 16 in early April. Work between La Crosse Street and Valley View Mall going to reduce lanes to 2-way traffic starting April 7th. The project is expected to last through the summer and will address road resurfacing. Amtrak Borealis riders facing travel disruptions today. Train 1340 was rerouted to chartered buses after officials found corrosion on some of the train cars. Amtrak canceled Chicago and St. Paul lines yesterday after discovering equipment problems. Passengers can get refunds if they don't want to ride the replacement buses, and some passengers taking it in stride.
Look how beautiful it is today. And we're still going to see the countryside just on a bus rather than the train.
Not a bad mindset after that inconvenience. Normal service expected to resume tomorrow.
He was right about the beautiful day we had today. Most of us getting into the 60s for our highs, and the good news is we have even warmer weather on the way as we head into Friday to finish the week out. Here we are right now, both La Crosse and Eau Claire still holding on to the 60s. Have some cloud coverage in coming out of the south. You can see that on our current temperatures right now. Areas south of I-90 seeing some temperatures staying in the 50s. Otherwise, everybody else holding into the 60s for most of the area. We do have some warmer conditions on the way. That warm front is sitting down there in southeastern Iowa, eventually going to be making its way up into our area, and warm temperatures is just one thing that we're going to see with it. We could see some gusty conditions and a quick line of showers moving through tonight. Otherwise, our overnight lows looking well above normal, seeing the 40s across most of the area. Your highs, though, most of us seeing near record highs. You can see that line, though, kind of along I-94 where that warm front starts to stall out. Because of that, Eau Claire staying at 71, so still a warm day, but probably not seeing that record since that record high in Eau Claire is set at 80. La Crosse, though, a pretty decent chance to maybe tie it or break it. We'll have to see, but overall, I don't think really anybody can complain about those temperatures tomorrow. But we do have some wetter conditions coming in for the weekend, so I'll break that all down coming up in the full forecast.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thanks, Nicole. Well, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers wants recently fired federal workers to come to Wisconsin, and he's giving them a new tool to do it. News 8 Now's Grace Monk joins us live in the newsroom with the details. Grace.
Today, Governor Evers announced an online portal designed to help former federal employees find.
January's deadly crash between an American Airlines jet and an Army Black Hawk helicopter that killed 67 people outside Reagan National Airport was preventable. That from Senator Ted Cruz, who chairs the Senate subcommittee hearing testimony today from the heads of the Federal Aviation Administration, the National Transportation Safety Board, and Army Aviation. While the final crash report isn't expected out for several more months, there were a number of key safety gaps unveiled during today's hearing. Laura Aguirre reports.
One stunning number from the Federal Aviation Administration, there were more than 15,000 close proximity events between a helicopter and a commercial airliner near Reagan National Airport, or DCA, between October 2021 and December of last year, just weeks before the fatal midair collision in January. And of those,
there were 85 incidents where the lateral separation between a commercial jet and a helicopter was less than 1,500 feet, and the vertical separation was less than 200 feet.
Leading committee members to ask, how did the FAA not identify these risks sooner?
There's millions of pieces of data that come in.
When pressed on how they will handle it going forward,
we're using machine learning and language modeling to scan incident reports to find themes and areas of concern.
Another key focus, the Blackhawks operation. And was it flying with a critical identifying system known by the acronym ADSB out, turned off, which is, the Army says, permitted with certain types of flights.
75% of the flights are mission rehearsal readiness flights. Are those operated with ADSB out?
They are, Senator, yes.
So right now, today, the Army is flying helicopters in and around DCA Airport with ADSB out, turned off. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I have to say I find that shocking.
It's one of many policies sure to be examined much more closely in the months ahead by the Senate committee and the federal aviation agencies.
We leave no stone unturned, and we let the evidence guide us.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Record highs will be possible tomorrow, but after that, kind of a wet weekend ahead of us. I'll have all the details coming up in the full forecast right after the break.
You wouldn't buy the first vehicle you saw.
Trust me, it's perfectly safe.
I'll take it. So don't hire the first personal injury lawyer you call.
Trust me.
Where do I sign? Object to anything less than the best. Call BGR.
It's tournament time at Osseo Automotive, and the savings are giant.
And so is the selection.
Get a giant $12,000 off a new Ford F-150 XLT Crew Cab, or $11,000 off a new 2024 Ford Expedition Max XLT, or $7,000 off a new 2024 Ford Escape.
You'll never see anything this big again.
The giant tournament sale is going on now at Osseo Ford, Nelson Gunderson Chevrolet, Fountain City Ford, and Rudy's in Whitehall.
Voters deserve to know what our records are.
Susan Crawford's record? Disturbing and dangerous. A 7-year-old girl sexually assaulted. The attacker faced 100 years. Crawford let him off with only 4.
I don't regret that sentence.
A 5-year-old violated. The predator should have rotted in prison. He got out in just 2 years. She protected them, not us.
I don't regret that sentence. I am proud of the work that I've done.
Susan Crawford, putting criminals over your kids.
Protect your home with Tundra Seamless Gutters and Gutter Helmet from Asher Lasting Exteriors. Our highly trained technicians can install the complete water management system for your home with exclusive custom gutters and gutter helmet, guaranteeing you'll never clean your gutters again. Join us for our spring open house Friday and Saturday, April 4th and 5th at either showroom in Eau Claire or Onalaska. Enjoy super spring savings with up to 25% off your entire project. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months at Asher Lasting Exteriors.
At US Cellular, we're celebrating our customers, like JP here. It's a special event. Us days.
Yeah, we get special rewards and exclusive deals, and it's only for US Cellular customers. It's like we got our own special club.
Should we show them?
Us days at US Cellular. Right now, our customers can get $1,200 off any phone plus $500 off any tablet.
Hiring the wrong personal injury attorney can cost you a lot. Researching personal injury attorneys costs you nothing. We're confident that your research will lead you to buy Goff and Rohde. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
Well, that warm front that we mentioned earlier that's bringing record highs for some of us is also going to be bringing some rain and some gusty conditions. That rain will come in tonight, likely after the midnight hour, only impacting some of us, and it's going to be very light and quick. Here's that line of very scattered showers moving through, getting to La Crosse around 3, 4 in the morning. Would not be surprised if we saw a thunderstorm or two possibly popping up in this. Not really looking at a severe chance, but definitely a small chance for a thunderstorm to form. Otherwise, that'll continue to move north, getting to Eau Claire around 7 in the morning. But you'll remember we saw in those high temperatures that warm front kind of stalls right along I-94, and that's really going to stop that rain from getting there too, because that rain is staying right along that front. After that, the rain really moves out of the way by the late morning hours, and most of the area is left with sunny to partly cloudy skies throughout the day, really allowing nice and warm conditions to finally move into the area. Also seeing some gusty conditions come along behind the front as well. Not so much in the morning, but you'll definitely be feeling the winds picking up in the afternoon around 2 p.m. here. Again, south of I-94, seeing wind gusts around 30 to possibly 40 miles an hour. Still a light breeze for areas near I-94, but the strongest is staying to our south. That's going to continue on through the afternoon and even into the evening, still seeing wind gusts near 35 miles an hour. Eventually, that will lighten up as we head later into the overnight period, but we're still tracking breezier conditions lasting through the weekend. The main body of rain that we have coming up for the weekend system that we have on the way is really going to take its time to get here. We could see scattered occasional rain showers Friday night and into Saturday morning, but really looking towards Saturday afternoon and evening, that's when we see the majority of the rain starting to come in. Areas north of I-94, you'll see temperatures like Ladysmith sitting at 35, so we could see some sleet mixing in that might make for some messy roadways. Otherwise, most of us will see rain to start. Once we get into the overnight period, Saturday going into Sunday morning, that's when we can see kind of a wintry mix, a little bit of a mess starting to shape up. If we can get our temperatures to get a tad bit warmer, you can see there's kind of some heavy to moderate rainfall hidden underneath that sleet, but we're really going to have to get some warmer temperatures closer to the surface for that rain to stick around. Otherwise, we'll see some occasional showers, scattered showers lasting through the morning, Sunday, and the afternoon. Otherwise, that'll continue into the evening, and any rain that would still be sticking around Sunday night would eventually turn to snow that could last into Monday morning as well. So here's that weekend system. Very likely to see showers Saturday night, more widespread. Sunday going into Sunday night, and Monday likely turning to snow if we still have that rain out there, and then yet another system passing through Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So overall, pretty wet week ahead of us. The possibility for 1 inch to possibly 2 inches in some locations over the entire week. We have a chance of rain basically every day on the 8th day, at least a 20% chance of rain for every day. But those main systems passing through is really going to be Saturday night and Tuesday night, lasting into Wednesday. Otherwise, after that 80-degree day tomorrow, it really drops off. So
quite
a really big temperature swing coming up. Definitely some indoor indoor cozy weather for the weekend.
Absolutely.
But tomorrow, outdoor weather.
Okay.
Great.
So plan accordingly, and then watch some of this NCAA tournament basketball the rest of the weekend.
For that too, yeah.
Thanks, Nicole. Coming up next in sports, back at home, UWL baseball looking to start conference play with a win. Plus, the Brewers on the national stage taking on the reigning AL champs. Jacob is next.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Get breaking news or other quick links. Follow us on X at News 8 News.
If you want them to be safe, don't vote for him. When this man sexually assaulted a 10-year-old girl, Brad Schimmel let him off easy, calling it a one-time thing. When this man was caught with child porn, Schimmel gave him a plea deal after the man's lawyer gave Schimmel $5 grand. And when this man sexually assaulted 2 underage girls, Schimmel blamed the girls. Brad Schimmel won't protect your kids, but you can with your vote.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger. You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid, from the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a 3.49% APR on a 2025 CR-V Hybrid.
Breaking news tonight, President Donald Trump is officially weighing in. Trump has endorsed Brad Schimmel in the race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Trump called the election, quote, very important, and Trump's right.
If we elect Susan Crawford to the Supreme Court, none of the good that he's trying to do nationally will trickle down to Wisconsin. I think the stakes have never been higher.
That's Trump's message to Wisconsin. This election is so important. Please get out and vote for Wisconsin's Brad Schimmel.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, after a 9-2 start and trips to California and Florida, the UWL baseball team returning to Copeland for their home opener today, riding a 7-game win streak. Beautiful day for some baseball in La Crosse. Eagles hosting UW Stout. Fast start for the southpaw Owen DePrez for UWL. Struck out 5 of the first 6 Blue Devils that he faced. He finished with 10 Ks on the day. First ups for La Crosse, and they strike first. George Seaman keeps swinging a hot bat as his fly ball into right center will fall. Nate Whitty comes around and make it 1-0 home side. Then in the third, Eagles looking to get some cushion in a big way. Bases loaded for Andrew Rakovic. He gets one he likes and he knows what to do with it. That one will clear the right field wall. And how about 16 runs and you return to your home ballpark? La Crosse takes down Stout in game 1 of the doubleheader, 16-2. And in game 2, the Eagle Bats flying high once again. Another huge game for Rakovic with 2 home runs in that one and 4 RBIs. These 2 teams will play 2 more tomorrow as well. Season number 57 for the Brewers getting underway today. Milwaukee getting the pleasure of opening up the 2025 campaign against the American League champions, the New York Yankees. Not an ideal start to this season for the Crew, as before Freddie Peralta even throws his first strike, the leadoff hitter for New York, Austin Wells, lifts one that barely clears the short porch out in right. Then in the second inning, Peralta 1 out away from getting out of the inning before Anthony Volpe goes the opposite way, and that one has enough to leave the yard as well to double the Yankees' lead. Good response, though, in the third. This guy was swinging a hot bat in spring training, and he carries it over to the regular season. Vinny Capra with his first big league home run. Let's pick this one up in the 9th inning. Brewers in striking distance in the 9th, but Jackson Churio will strike out for the 5th time in the game with 1 out and a couple on the base pass. So last hope for the Brewers is Christian Yelich, and former Brewer Devin Williams is going to strike him out as well. Some drama late in this one, but the Crew dropped their opener 4-2. So a bit of a frustrating start for the Bats, Ken. It's kind of what we know for the Brewers to be lately, but some encouraging signs like the fight at the end and some good pitching from Freddie after a bit of a rocky start.
Freddie did absolutely settle down. Looked like an ace after he settled in with that fastball command. Bullpen was a little shaky. Hudson needed some extra pitches to get through his stuff. Koenig not exactly sharp. The overwhelming thought, though, at the end there is why couldn't Devin Williams have struck out Pete Alonso in the playoffs last year?
That would have been nice.
And he looks good for his new team, though.
Yes.
So congrats to him and Churio. Everybody's hitting the panic button on the 21-year-old. That will not happen again.
I think we should be good.
He'll be all right. Thanks, Jacob. We'll wrap things up right after this.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
If you want them to be safe, don't vote for him. When this man sexually assaulted a 10-year-old girl, Brad Schimmel let him off easy, calling it a one-time thing. When this man was caught with child porn, Schimmel gave him a plea deal after the man's lawyer gave Schimmel $5 grand. And when this man sexually assaulted 2 underage girls, Schimmel blamed the girls. Brad Schimmel won't protect your kids, but you can with your vote.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among our frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun we're having, it's easy to take for granted how we warm up, by the fire or simply adjusting our thermostat. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? It might be simple to imagine for 60 seconds, but for many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. Freezing temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for them, they can be deadly. Make a real difference by providing a hand up for a neighbor in need. No matter the amount, every dollar helps. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day. Get it today.
Well, lucky few will see 80 degrees tomorrow, but then just 2 days after that, our lows are going to be back to the 20s. So a little bit of a spring or a switch, but it is spring, so that's kind of what we should expect, but a rainy weekend coming up. Most likely not rain the whole time, but a good amount of rain.
So get outdoors tomorrow.
Small victories, right?
Enjoy tomorrow,
Hey, enjoy the tournament tonight. Alabama BYU coming up next.